Welcome back to TripleTake.
I'm Charlie.
I'm Ben.
I'm Seb.
And today, buckle up, we are watching the entire BTS storyline summarized 2020 update. So low-key, this is a little behind, but this is probably all we need though. I guess 2020 update. So you know, there's going to be some missing at the end.
Everything up until COVID, but really, that's really the core of their.
That's their career so far.
So yeah.
So yeah, obviously.
What are we missing? Like 3 years?
Yeah, I guess.
But they all went solo though.
Yeah, and then when did they went military service?
2022,
yeah.
2023.
Yeah, 2022, 23. So we're missing a couple years. But yeah, that said, we were talking about before this video. Obviously, we kind of know the whole storyline through Rise of Bangtan, and we're starting our Burn the Stage. But I think this is going to be a really good recap. A condensed version to go through. I'm excited actually to go back to the beginning.
As am I.
Because I feel like there's some stuff I've forgotten. I'm sure we'll learn new things. So yeah, buckle up, strap in before we get into it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. And if you want to get early access and exclusive content, check us out in the Patreon. And with that said,
nothing to it.
but to do it.
Let's read it.
Whew, that was a mouthful. Here we go.
To my channel and to an updated BTS storyline summary.
2021.
Reminder that this is a fictional storyline created by Big Hit.
What? What do you mean fictional storyline? Oh,
dude, is this
yes,
is this the music video?
Yes, dude.
Have we completely
misunderstood what this is? Yes. Okay. Dude, okay. This is good. So
you know the music videos, Perks?
Yeah, where they're all cartoons.
That's like the BTS universe.
Not all cartoons, but so remember we watched there was a few music videos that from the same album
From when we were young and whatnot.
Yeah, and they were linked. And then so it's establishing there's a universe.
The universe.
This is the BU. This is the BTS universe storyline.
We thought it was the Korea.
Okay.
I was gonna say, dude, I'm not even kidding. I can't say.
Oh yeah, let's hear this, Seb. Yeah.
But I was gonna say, like after watching Rise of Bangtan, I don't need to go back from the start.
Yeah.
I get the vibe.
Honestly, I was still excited to go back to the start, but I'm way more excited for this. This is good because we were talking about this when we were watching the. Was it
music
forever?
videos. It was Forever We Are Young when in the cages.
Yeah. So watching that.
Oh no, this is fucking sick. This is way better.
Okay. Now I'm double excited. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It contains information from BTS's music videos, films,
Yes.
concert
funny.
VCRs, Save Me Webtoon, BTS Universe Story Game,
Oh,
notes,
awesome.
album, and the notes 1
Dude,
and
there
2
is so
book.
much lore here.
Yeah. Puzzle
And
pieces everywhere.
we don't know anything about this.
I know,
like,
dude.
I don't know anything.
Imagine it's like in the beginning, Bang PD created the universe. Sonny had 7 kids or some shit.
This is an updated version from my last BTS storyline summary back in 2019.
Okay.
But
We watched
since
that?
then,
Is
we've
that
gotten
crazy?
a lot more
I think this is
information,
update.
that's
So
why
it's
I
like
made
same
this
stuff, but
updated
updated.
version. Enjoy. We'll begin with the boys meeting in high school, March 2, year 19. The boys were late for school.
Okay, so I need to.
clean
It's all fictional, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like okay.
storage classroom as punishment. Through this event, they became close friends and made the storage classroom their secret hideout. They shared a lot of happy moments together, filled with laughter and joy. June 12, year 19.
Okay.
They decided to ditch school to find a rock by the sea that would grant wishes, but when they got there, the rock was no longer there.
This
It
is
was under
sick,
construction
dude.
for a
Can I just say, like,
I'm really liking
we're
it.
getting a full lore breakdown of fictional music videos.
I love this so much.
Who does this?
I love this
Well,
so much.
Who does this?
I got one more thing to add. Is like, as I know I'm going to enjoy this entire video.
Yeah.
And I'm going to buy into this 100%.
Yeah.
But is this something that she has interpreted, or is this like like BTS like official? This is the official thing they're going for. Either way, I have no problem with.
Yeah.
No, this is the meaning behind the BTS videos explained.
I know, but her
we-
last videos are what was in the title was theories. So how much is it official? Is it?
let's
is it
just
like a group
take it. Let's
theory?
take it as gospel for
Let's
now.
take this
It's
as
way
gospel,
more
yeah, I
fun as
agree.
gospel.
Yeah.
Also, okay. I just we're stopped.
Dude, this is so good because we just came off last week talking about how much we wanted this altar.
Yeah, because literally
I'm
last
so excited
in
right
the
now.
Forever We Are Young was the first mention I've heard of the BU, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
Dude, BTS Cinematic Universe.
But also, yeah, what do we?
the BCU, bro.
I'm gonna go back 10 seconds here.
Let's get that going.
Because what is
dude.
the year 19? She
Imagine
says,
Thanos from Squid Games enters the BCU.
oh, right, dude. Thanos from Squid Games. I was like, dude, you got your movies wrong. But yeah, right. I know. Okay, Year
I think
19?
From like 2019. Oh, maybe.
Oh,
Year
maybe.
19.
What is year 19 though?
Ah, fuck, I don't know.
Maybe
It's
they're
probably-
19. Maybe like year 19.
Maybe it's their year 19. Oh, because you remember how they like don't do like your 9. Oh, wait, no, it can't be year 19.
Is it?
They're not all the same age.
Oh, maybe year 19, like school 19. Like, you know how we have year 12? They might have like year 19. Should we search this up? We should search
I
it
feel
up.
like this isn't that important.
I think it's
I
pretty
can
important.
already feel the comments being like, guys, just move on.
I get
So
it.
I think let's move
no,
on.
trust me, I'm hearing what you're saying. But like, what not a better time to learn about South Korean education?
Okay,
than
fine.
knowing the year system?
I watched this
I don't
big.
think it has to do with that though.
I think you should shut your
Year
pretty mouth right now
19.
because we're.
I
getting
thought
to
you were the
bottom of
pretty
this.
mouth, bro.
I am pretty.
Look, nothing's coming up. I don't know. Look, I don't think it's going to be important.
Well,
how to use
year
Google
19, they decided to ditch school to find a rock by the sea that would grant wishes. But when they got there, the rock was no longer there. It was under construction for a seawall. But they still shouted out their dreams over the loud sounds of the drill. This was when they took their first Polaroid picture. As time went on, hardships in life began to tear them apart. Around May, year 20, Namjoon moved to the countryside with his brother, mother, and ill father. He was about to write a letter to the boys, but instead, he fogged up the window in their hideout and wrote, "We must survive." Namjoon left without saying anything to the boys. Namjoon lived in poverty. His family has been struggling to pay for the father's hospital bills. He would work 2 to 3 part-time jobs in order to pay for the bill and to make a living. The boys looked up to Namjoon because of how responsible he was, but he felt pressured. They'd say how they wanted to
Driving
be an
a
adult like
Mercedes.
him, but little did they know how he felt. Taehyung looked up to Namjoon a lot.
Oh, that was in the,
When he was young, his mother
Forever
left
We Are
him
Young, I
and
think.
his older sister behind. Both him and his sister grew up getting abused by their alcoholic father. Since Taehyung doesn't open up about his feelings and hardships, the boys don't really know what he's going through. June 11, year 20. Seokjin was forced by the principal to reveal their hideout. The principal threatened to tell Seokjin's father about how he was a bad student. The dean walked into the hideout while Jungkook and Yoongi were playing the piano.
What is
He
that?
came up and slapped
It's a BTS
Jungkook.
video game, bro.
Yoongi became defensive and ended up pushing the dean. Because of this, Yoongi got expelled from school.
Damn.
And Jungkook blamed himself for what happened. Seokjin lived in a wealthy family. When his mother
This
passed
is a
away,
crazy
his
level.
father sent him to the U.S. to live with his grandmothers. His father was an assemblyman who was always strict and cold towards him.
We know about
Seokjin just
Assemblymans.
wanted to
Yeah.
make his family proud of him. September 15, year 20.
I feel like I need to be
Jimin
writing
and
this
Jimin
down,
were at the
dude.
bus stop when Jimin ended up having a seizure. He was brought to the hospital, and Hoseok tried to stay by his side, but Jimin's mother turned him away. When Hoseok was about 6-7 years old, his mother brought him to a carnival and gave him a chocolate bar. She told him to close his eyes, then count to 10. When
she
he
left
opened his
him?
eyes, she was gone.
Wow.
She abandoned him.
Dude.
And he ended up living in an orphanage for 10 years.
Bro, J-Hope got
Through
done
this
wrong,
event,
dude.
Hoseok developed narcolepsy. Or at least that's what he says. I have
Oh,
a theory
wait,
that
wait,
he had
that's
a
what he
disorder
says?
called Munchausen syndrome.
Yeah, hang on. Let me go back. She's got a... So, dude, this is wild.
There's a lot going on
This-
right now.
Disorder called Munchausen syndrome, which we see during his film for Mama. It's a mental disorder in which a person repeatedly and deliberately acts as if he or she has a physical or mental illness when he or she is not really sick. In the notes one book,
It's like,
from May 16,
what's
year
it called? What's
22,
that?
Wait, what book is this?
Is that Munchausen's?
What?
Munchausen's by proxy or something?
Are you having a stroke? What?
Do you not know what Munchausen's is?
No. What?
Okay, I think Sabak are coming onto something here, but the
What?
pronunciation's out of control.
Dude, Munchausen's by proxy? What does that mean?
Munchausen's, yeah, disease.
Munch.
Yeah,
like-
it sounds like that. How did you know that? I've
'Cause-
never heard of that.
So
Wow.
retains just the weirdest information, but he pulls it out.
Yeah,
when
so
you
it's
need it most.
Munchausen's, and then Munchausen's by proxy is when I'm like saying you're sick,
Right.
but you're not.
Ah.
But you like believe you're sick.
Ah. Okay.
Very serious stuff. Very serious
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay, I want to go back a little
So
bit.
what was Munchausen's?
Munchausen's is where it's similar, like you say you're sick even though you're not sick.
It's like, it sounds exactly like what this is.
It sounds very similar to that.
Deliberately acts as if he or she has a physical or mental illness.
Wait, is that what that says? Munchausen's? Is that literally... Is that exactly what it is?
Is that what we were talking about beforehand? We could be complete dumbasses, bro.
I have a theory that he has a disorder called Munchausen's syndrome. You have to see Derek is...
This is a lot of footage, bro.
Oh my god.
Oh, we could be the three stupidest guys in the internet, bro.
That's about all of us, because you said it, and I was like, bro, what the fuck are you talking
Well,
about?
it's how she pronounced it, or how I pronounce it, because I pronounce it Munchausen's, which is definitely wrong.
That's almost exactly what she said.
How did she say it?
Disorder called Munchausen's syndrome.
Munchausen's?
Almost the exact same.
Munchausen.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Dude, how did we just fucking look over that? And then I go, oh, it sounds like Munchausen's. And then you go,
I was like, what the fuck is that?
You're like, oh, that's exactly what it is. And I was like,
oh, that's kind of on the same page.
Let's keep going.
Oh, we're stupid.
Let's keep going.
Film for mom.
That summarizes TripleTake
It's a
in
mental
one clip.
disorder in which a person repeatedly and deliberately acts as if he or she has a physical or mental illness
What's on clips
when
that, bro?
he
That's
or
really
she
funny,
is not really sick. In the Notes 1 book, for May 16,
Notes
year
1.
22, Hosuk admitted to Jimin that his narcolepsy was actually fake. September 28, year 20. Jimin is still in the hospital and has been there for 2 years now.
Damn.
Today was a special day for him. He lied for the first time and told the doctors that he didn't remember a thing. When Jimin was about 8 years old, an incident at the Flower Laboratorium scarred him for life. After
What
a
is this,
school
comic?
picnic, he began to walk home alone since his parents didn't show up to pick him up. It began to rain, so he ran into a storage building of the Flower Laboratorium. That's where he saw a little kid laying on the ground tied up in a room. He had bruises on his arms and legs and scars on his wrist from being tied up for too long. He witnessed the kid trying to fight back by using a box cutter, but a man unarmed the boy and slammed the door shut. Jimin heard the boy's screams turn into wailing and gradually subsided. Jimin was able to escape without being caught, but ever since this incident, he began to have seizures, and his parents would keep bringing him to the hospital. He transferred to 5 different schools because of this. We find out that the kid's last name is Choi, and he was about 5 years old at that time. The little boy was discovered near Hwayong Mountain on April 10, and he suffered from
Bro, is this a Netflix murder mystery?
Yeah, what is going on? Okay, I'm gonna keep going.
Trauma.
Yeah, but it's crazy how
just like-
how much backstory they give this kid who was tied up in the basement, and like they've got a whole. Where did this police article come from? Sorry, but I'm just gobsmacked at the detail of this.
The clues to conduct an investigation of the case, but it seemed like nothing was solved. This little kid is most likely the boy Seokjin tried to save on October 10, year 9. Men were trying to kidnap this kid for ransom because the father's company went bankrupt, but Seokjin helped him escape. He tried to hide this kid in his house, but Seokjin's father let the men into the house to take the kid away. Now here's the thing, Seokjin's event happened in year 9, and Jimin's event happened in year 11. So I'm not sure if that kid was really kept for that long or what happened in between, but just make note of that. September 30, year 20. Jungkook would go to their secret hideout every day in hopes of one day seeing them all gathered together again. In the end, they didn't. It was just Hosuk and Jungkook. Jungkook relied on the boys a lot. His father left when he was 7, so he lived with his mother, stepfather, and stepbrother. He'd get abused by his stepbrother while his stepfather and mother watched and did nothing. So his family were the boys, who were now falling apart. He was very close to Yoongi, and he'd always be listening to Yoongi play the piano at their secret hideout. Yoongi has always loved making music, but when he was 15 years old, his house caught on fire with his mother still inside. She passed away, and she was the reason why Yoongi started playing the piano.
Oh my
Him
god.
and his father don't have a good relationship, and it seemed as
Bro,
if
is this
his
friendship
father
group
didn't
cursed or
want him
something?
to
Yeah.
continue making music. Theory. Yoongi's mom was the one who started the fire to commit suicide. She supposedly went insane and was also a pianist. Now the story goes on. Namjoon left for the countryside without telling anyone,
This is
but
wild.
comes back after over
Might
a
have to buckle
year
up a second
and
time, bro.
lives in a container. Seokjin transferred to a school in Los Angeles without a word. Taehyun's whereabouts were always unknown.
Damn, dude, V's off the
Yoongi never
grid.
showed up after being expelled from school. Jimin never came back to school after going to the hospital. Hoseok was now working a part-time job at a burger joint called Two Star Burger, and he would sometimes see Jungkook in his school uniform. April 11, year 22.
If someone dies in a plane crash,
Seokjin
bro.
finally came back to Korea after 2 years and 10 months. He drove to a gas station and spotted Namjoon working there. He decided not to say hi and ended up driving away.
Oh.
May 22, year 22. Seokjin begins to wonder what the other boys were doing now. He decides to go back to the gas station to visit Namjoon, but when he gets there, he finds out Namjoon ended up going to jail. He got his phone number and went to visit him.
Dude, okay, this might be me reading into this too much, but do you reckon he went to jail for this? A high school student arrested for killing his father? Is that?
That's gotta be it.
Namjoon, but
Why else
when
would they
he
have that
gets
on the
there,
Yeah.
He finds out Namjoon ended up going to jail. He got his phone number and went to visit him. Namjoon revealed that he got into jail after getting into a fight with a customer.
Oh no.
Hoseok was in the hospital after a bad accident. They didn't know where Taehyung and Jimin were, and that both Jungkook and Yoongi were dead.
What?
What?
Out of
What?
What about it?
What do you mean they're dead?
How did Jungkook and Yoongi die?
What do you mean? What? What is going on, dude?
I'm finding it hard to follow the plot, to be honest.
Dude,
There was no. They didn't like. There was no reason. They just went, oh, they're dead.
Namjoon, but when he gets there, he finds out Namjoon ended up going to jail. He got his
we're
phone
jumping
number
back and
went
forth in time a lot. I know
to
that, but
visit
like,
him. Namjoon revealed that he got into jail after getting into a fight with a customer. Hoseok was in the hospital after a bad accident. They didn't know where Taehyung and Jimin were, and that both Jungkook and Yoongi were dead.
So
Jin.
Sugar's burnt himself alive.
and then it looked like Jungkook was standing on the edge of a building.
Yeah.
So Jin comes up from America.
But we see Sugar in a burning room in the music
After a bad
videos.
accident, they didn't know where Taehyung
Which checks
and
out.
Jimin
Yeah.
were.
So Jin had gone to America. He was gone for 2 years.
Yeah. So okay,
He finds
right
RM in
now,
jail.
I think the reason I'm struggling with this is because we're not going chronologically.
Yeah.
We're jumping around, but yeah.
Finds RM in jail. Gets his number. He says, "What's happened in the past 2 years?"
Yeah.
V's off the grid. Shug and JK have passed
Dead.
away.
And J-Hope is still in hospital.
And so is Jimin.
And
Yeah.
that both Jungkook and Yoongi were dead.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so Jungkook and Sugar are dead. Okay,
This
let's keep going.
is an insane
When
storyline.
Seokjin was heading out of the police office, he saw Taehyung outside of the entrance.
Okay.
He was tied up and convicted of murder. Seokjin
People
went
who
back
killed
to
his
the
dad.
beach they
Yes,
visited
sure.
back in high school and asked himself, where did it all go wrong? Then a voice spoke to him. If you could turn back time,
Does he turn back
you could
time?
straighten out the errors and mistakes and save
Do they go back
everyone.
in time, Avengers
He
style?
woke up and it was April 11 again. He thought it was all a dream and continued his day like nothing happened. He went to the gas station and saw Namjoon, then again decided not to say hi. He began to drive through an alley when a body landed on the hood of his car. He realized it was Jungkook. His heart began to beat fast, and everything shattered like a mirror. It was April 11.
Oh, he's on a Groundhog Day, bro. It's
Okay.
Groundhog Day right now. Okay, V, it's up to you now, dude. You gotta fix this, man.
No, it's Jin.
And so the
What?
same things would
It's Jin, the
happen
one who's gonna
again.
fix it.
He went to
Oh.
the gas station and didn't say hi to
My bad, my
Namjoon. And this time he's walking down the alley, and then Jungkook's body dropped behind him. Everything shattered, and a voice spoke to him once again.
That's the falling glass.
You won't make it out here alone in this entangled destiny.
Yeah, gotta
Here's
rally
how
the
you remember
troops.
the loop. And as the voice spoke to him, he began to see fragments of the previous timelines. Then another voice
This is a
spoke.
multiverse, bro.
If you could turn back time, do you believe you could straighten out the errors and mistakes and save everyone? That's when Seokjin finally realized that he's been going back in time. Okay, now things get super complicated during this journey. He begins to find out how each of the boys get in trouble and how they die, but every time he travels back in time, things would change. Because of the butterfly effect, location and time would sometimes change. Reminder that butterfly effect is a part of the chaos theory that states that one small change in a situation can drastically change the outcome of an event. At this point, we don't know how many times Seokjin had traveled back in time, but he began to realize that he has to learn more about the boys and their struggles in order to help them. He also realizes that he needs the boys to help him, but he does this indirectly. If you want all of the details, I do recommend you starting with the Save Me webtoon and then continue by playing the BTS Universe story game. I did create a summary for the game if you'd like to check that out. Link is in my description box. But I'll be going over each character's
That could be fun if we could
Play the
somehow
game?
play the game and
That'd be cool.
record that. That would be a lot of fun, actually.
tragedies, which is shown during their Save Me webtoon, their reason, which is found in the BTS Universe story game, and the solution, which is found during the Notes 1 and 2 book. On April 11, year 22, Namjoon gets into a fight with a customer at the gas station. The customer would get his gas filled, then drop the cash on the ground for Namjoon to pick up. This would cause a fight, and Namjoon would end up in jail. Reason: money has always been a constant source of frustration and misery for Namjoon. He has been working 2 to 3 part-time jobs to pay for his ill father's hospital bills. Because of this, he lived in a container and would sometimes sleep at the gas station's break room. He had to put his love for books aside and hold off on purchases because of his budget. That's why he couldn't stomach kneeling down to pick up the money and being insulted over it. Solution: Seokjin lets the whole scene with the rude customer play out, but as soon as the customer drops the money for Namjoon to pick up, Seokjin comes in and grabs it, then hands it to the customer. This saved Namjoon from getting into a fight and going to jail.
Nice.
Later that night, April 11, year 22, Jungkook would purposely get into fights with thugs on the street, then make his way to the top of a construction building to jump off. Reason: the boys were his family, and he was no longer in contact with them. He felt like his family didn't care about him, and that no one cared about him. Solution: after Seokjin saved Namjoon at the gas station, Namjoon invited him to meet up with Taehyung and Hoseok after work. Seokjin asked about the others, and Namjoon said he didn't really talk to the others anymore, but he does think Hoseok still talked to Yoongi. Seokjin would encourage Namjoon to call Hoseok, and this would cause a domino effect. Namjoon would call Hoseok asking him to invite Yoongi, then Yoongi calls Jungkook before he decides to jump off the construction building. May 2, year 22.
Damn, bro.
Yoongi
Some dark
burns
stuff, dude.
himself in either a motel or his workroom. He also tries on April 29 and May 10 during different timelines because of the butterfly effect. Reason: Yoongi believed that bad things would happen to people he cared about. This caused him to distance himself from the boys especially Jungkook.
Holy
Solution.
fuck, man.
Seokjin realized the last time Yoongi genuinely smiled was when all 7 of the boys were together. He also realized that both Yoongi and Jungkook had the same tinge of desperation in their eyes. Jungkook was the key to saving Yoongi. So this time, instead of Seokjin doing it himself, he had Jungkook visit Yoongi at his workroom. This would cause Yoongi to run away and go into the motel. Jungkook would then try to run after him and follow him. Seokjin left a clue in front of the motel Yoongi was in so Jungkook could find him. And that's how Jungkook ends up saving Yoongi from the fire. May 12, year 22. Jimin drowns himself in the bathtub at the hospital.
What?
If he didn't take his life while he was in the surgical ward, he would make the same choice days after he returned to the closed ward. Reason: Jimin believes that he belongs in the hospital. This was his way of running away from the past incident he witnessed at the flower laboratorium. He didn't want to make things any more difficult for his mother than they already were, so that's why he took his life. Solution: Seokjin had tried to convince Jimin to leave and also had Taehyung try, but it didn't work. Hoseok is supposed to be the one who could convince Jimin to leave the hospital. May 10, year 22. Hoseok falls and hits his head while walking on a bridge. He ended up in the hospital for a checkup. May 12, year 22. Hoseok accidentally falls down the stairs at the hospital and breaks his ankle. Reason: Hoseok gets a call from the children's home, which is an orphanage, in regards to Kim Jung-hee, the staff who was like a mother to him. She has colon cancer, and because it was in its late stage, surgery had a low chance of success. After finding out this news on May 10, he would collapse on the bridge. As for the accident at the hospital, Hoseok would notice a woman with a long skirt, hat pressed low, with a child. He thought it was his mother, so he followed her down the stairs and ended up falling. Solution: Seokjin figured out that Jimin was the solution to saving Hoseok. Hoseok actually ended up in the same hospital Jimin was at. And while Jimin was waiting for an elevator at the hospital, Seokjin called out his name and led him over to the staircase. Jimin saw Hoseok running down the stairs and was able to catch him before he fell. After Hoseok was released from the hospital, he came back with the others. They all worked together to help Jimin and encouraged him to leave the hospital. May 20, year 22. Taehyung would come home to his alcoholic father abusing his older sister. This caused him to grab a bottle, break it open, then stab his father to death. This led up to him going to jail. If he didn't end up in jail, he ended up jumping off the viewing platform by the ocean in front of the boys in a different timeline. Reason: Taehyung and his sister have been dealing with their alcoholic father for years, and Taehyung was fed up with the violence. As for him jumping off the platform, this happened during a timeline when they stopped him from murdering his father. He was frightened that he would become just like his father because of the recent incident. Solution: Seokjin had personally tried to stop Taehyung but ended up accidentally getting stabbed. So this time around, he had Hoseok give it a try. Hoseok was able to catch Taehyung just in time and stopped him from stabbing his father. As for Taehyung jumping off the platform, Seokjin went up the platform instead. So here we are, May 22, year 22. Seokjin finally saved everyone. They were all gathered at the beach together once again. After the sunset, they went back to the place they were staying at and started dancing, laughing, and having fun. Seokjin thought this was a good time to finally confess to the boys. Taehyung thought he was going to tell everyone about what was really going on. A couple days before their beach trip, Taehyung asked Seokjin about the dreams he had been having. He has been having dreams of the past timelines. Sukjin said he didn't know anything, but Taehyung knew he was lying. So when Sukjin started confessing, and it was actually about the time he snitched on them during high school and how Yoongi got expelled, that made Taehyung angry because he thought Sukjin was just being a coward and not admitting to the dreams and stuff. Taehyung then shouts out, "What's so great about being together? Who are we to one another? We're all alone in the end." That's when Sukjin punched Taehyung and they broke out in a fight.
Oh my god!
You know, his repeated attempts, his countless tries to save his friends. He repeated so many moments of suffering for them. So, you know, he's asking, why are you doing this to me? After that event, they all went their separate ways and didn't contact each other much. Sukjin must have gone back again, but in another timeline, Sukjin leaves before all of this happens. Later that night, Jungkook got hit by a car.
What?
But not just any car. Jungkook believes it was Sukjin who hit him, but the odd thing is, Sukjin doesn't remember doing that at all. And we'll get to that in a little bit. This is when the highlight reels come in. So after they've gone their separate ways and they didn't really contact each other much, we're gonna touch base on each character. Hosuk was the first person who heard about Jungkook's accident. He was working at the burger joint when Jungkook's classmates came in and talked about the car accident. Hosuk and Jimin came to visit him after he was unconscious for 10 days. They were upset that Jungkook didn't contact them immediately. Jungkook ends up meeting a girl at the hospital who helped him stay positive during his recovery. Yoongi was making music again with the help of a girl who played the guitar. She was giving him free solo performances at schools and hospitals. Ever since he got addicted to his work again, he would lose sense of time. He didn't answer calls or check his messages. He finally charged his phone, then it rang. It was a phone call from Jimin, telling him about Jungkook's car accident that happened the night they came back from the beach. Yoongi made it to the hospital, but couldn't bring himself to go in. He felt like it was his fault that Jungkook got hurt. Jungkook went outside with the girl he met at the hospital. They were sitting on a bench while he began to sketch. Then he heard a familiar song. It was a song Yoongi would play during high school. He looked over and it was the girl with the guitar. He got closer and noticed the lighter hanging on her guitar with the initials YK. It was Yoongi's initials.
Dude, this is like so many questions being answered.
Feeling at a convenience store. They run into each other a couple more times and ended up basically becoming friends. They spent about a month together until one day, they were spraying graffiti at the bus stop Namjoon usually stops at. The cops began to chase them until they were cornered. Taehyung ended up surrendering, but after being released from jail, the girl was nowhere to be found. Jimin ends up going back home after they returned from the beach. After he ran away from the hospital, he has been living with Hosuk, but now it's time to go back home. His mother forced him to join an academy, and he was finally able to join Hosuk's dance class called Just Dance. During dance practice, Jimin and Hosuk's friend collided. Instead of him reacting to the girl getting hurt, he ends up running into the bathroom to wash the blood off his arm in a panic. This reminded him of what he did at the laboratorium, where he would run away. As soon as he realized what happened, he ran after Hosuk and the girl with an umbrella to help out, but stopped and turned back. Hosuk carried the girl in the rain to the hospital. In the process, he hurts his ankle. They made it, and the doctor told him she had a mild concussion. Hosuk discovers a plane ticket to the US in her backpack. He realized that she passed the overseas dance team audition. She became conscious and was ready to go home. When they got to the entrance, she was about to tell him about her going to the US, but instead, Hosuk avoided it and made an excuse to get an umbrella. He just didn't want to hear about her leaving. Namjoon becomes interested in a girl he's been seeing every day for about a month. They would take the same bus to study in the same library before he'd go to work at night. He never spoke a word to her, though, but began to wonder what she does and what kind of things she's enduring. It's probably because she reminded him of himself. He finally got the courage to buy her a hair tie, but ended up leaving it on her backpack when she was asleep. Eventually, each of the boys begin to rediscover themselves and realize they want to become a better person. Taehyung no longer wanted to be the same and wanted to protect his sister and his father, his family. Hosuk decided to leave town and was gone for a while to heal his injured foot, since he couldn't dance. During that time, he helped out a performance group and even toured with them for a little. They asked him to officially join their group, but he realized he needed to go back home. He didn't want to run away anymore. He comes back to finally congratulate his friend for going overseas. Yoongi lost the guitar girl, but even though he gave up on his music countless of times, he'd always start music again, and he didn't want to run away from it anymore. Jimin continued to dance and would practice by himself every night. He wanted to commit to something and prove that he was good at it. Namjoon thought back to his high school years. Everything he had given up on, he wanted to start again. Jungkook was the only one who seemed to be off, especially after the car accident. He was trying to figure out what happened that night. Now, all of the boys planned on meeting up for the yearly fireworks on August 30, year 22. It was actually Hosuk's idea to get everyone together, and after he returned from taking a break, the group chat started buzzing again. Now there's Seokjin. In July, Seokjin saw a girl drop her diary while crossing the railroad tracks. In that diary was her wish list of things to do. He ends up meeting up with her and doing everything she's been wanting, but he never told her that he had her diary. One of the things on her wish list was Smeraldo flowers. Seokjin was able to find a shop who could order those, but they wouldn't be able to get a hold of it until August 30. Seokjin was thinking of confessing his love for her with the flowers while the fireworks bursted in the sky. But that didn't happen. Seokjin was able to receive the bouquet of Smeraldo flowers from the delivery truck. He discovered there was no card in the bouquet and immediately called the owner. I'll make a U-turn now, the light just changed. Before the owner finished his sentence, the girl came into view and began to walk towards him across the road. Then, she got hit by the truck. He travels back to save her, which he thought was pretty easy to solve, but would encounter another tragic
Wait, travels back.
Wait,
can he's got this on command? He can time travel on command? Okay.
On September 30, year 22. Namjoon would end up passing away during a fire inside his container home. Seokjin couldn't figure out how to save him. Each time the loop began, the relationship between him and the girl deteriorated. They always did what her diary said, but each loop she grew more distant. She asked him for a breakup because Seokjin was becoming strange and that she didn't know him anymore. He then stopped getting involved with the girl. He ends up giving back her diary and apologizing. The diary acted as a starting and stopping point for them. He tried to become someone else by following everything that diary had, but realized that only being true to himself, he can continue to move forward. From this point on, I'm gonna be honest, you guys, it gets confusing even for me.
Even more confusing?
A lot more time travels happened, but for this video, I'll try to make it easier to understand and simplify the timeline. Now, the fire at Namjoon's place was caused by goons who came to kick everyone out from the container neighborhood. There was
like a fucking movie scene, dude.
Established, and it would demolish the container neighborhood along with Hosuk's orphanage. Seokjin's father was actually part of this plan, along with his father's right-hand man named Uncle Junho. No matter what Seokjin did, he couldn't get past September 30, so he made a deal with the cat. He asked the cat how to save Namjoon, and the cat said, "Find the map of the soul. Then you'll be able to end all of this. Instead, there will be a price." We find out later that the price
was
wild. Him losing his memories.
This is...
And whenever he would try to remember, or if he was in a familiar place, he would get major headaches. Because of this, he was beginning to forget why he was doing all of this in the first place and was losing himself. So now he's on a search for the map of the soul. At first, he thought it was in the form of a book and started looking through libraries and bookstores. At one point, he asked Namjoon about it. And of course, Namjoon didn't know. Jimin also overheard Seokjin asking a doctor at the hospital about the map of the soul. Seokjin was actually there to get checkups for his major headaches. But of course, they couldn't figure out why he was getting those headaches. Jimin texted the group asking, "Do you know what the map of the soul is?" Namjoon mentioned that Seokjin also asked him the same thing a couple days ago. So now the rest of the boys decided to try and figure out what is going on with Seokjin. But they left Jungkook out of this group chat since he was still sick and he was in the hospital, and they just wanted him to get better.
Don't leave my boy JK out of
time,
anything, dude.
Taehyung had also been trying to put the pieces together from his dreams. Remember that he's been having dreams of past timelines, and at this point, I feel like he knows what's really going on. So he realized that Seokjin needed their help but wasn't asking for it. Now the boys began their search for this map of the soul. July 10, year 22. Taehyung told Namjoon about his dreams and that they were somehow linked to reality. One of the dreams was the fire incident at Namjoon's container. It then switched to Seokjin in the middle of a meeting room inside a tall building looking out the window. From his view, across the street were apartment buildings in Yeonhyun City. He saw a billboard for canned coffee on a building rooftop, and behind it was a commercial building with a four-leaf clover logo displayed on the second floor. Seokjin phoned someone and said a word or two, then hung up. A moment later, lights turned off in every building. Seokjin smiled. Now,
wait, is Jin a bad guy now?
Go searching for this location for days. During this time, there had been a typhoon as well. After so many days, they realized they couldn't find it because the billboard had not changed yet. So on July 18, the energy drink was replaced with the canned coffee billboard. They found the office of National Assemblyman Kim Chang-jun. It was Seokjin's father. They snuck into the conference room and Taehyung snatched the Songju City redevelopment plan off a printer. They were able to make it out but got caught and were brought to the police station. Namjoon tried dumping the papers at the police station but later found out reporters had gotten a hold of the documents. It was then revealed on the news and the documents
just gonna pause for a second. I think we just need to try to catch up.
I'm on this weird
what's going on?
Psychedelic trance of
okay, so
trying to absorb.
Okay, I feel like I'm kind of locked in.
Let's go story so far.
So the boys, they all went to the same school.
Yeah.
And they had this breakout room, and it was special to them. And that's where they would all go.
Yeah.
But over time, things were going wrong. So Jimin, it's his trauma from that kid being timed up. Jungkook, he's never had a home other than the boys. So when the boys aren't strong, he feels worthless. Seokjin was always been the person that's kept them together and is trying to fix them. RMs gets protective over money, and for that reason alone, he keeps making mistakes.
And V's got an abusive father, an alcoholic father,
and scared of becoming his father.
And then
and Hosek, is it Jimin or J-Hope, who's got the Munchausen's.
J-Hope.
Yeah, so J-Hope's got Munchausen's, which is what's keeping him. So all these boys have problems, but when they're together, it's going away. So that's kind of what chapter 1 was about.
And there was one night, one day where all of the boys made major mistakes, and Jin got stuck in a Groundhog Day situation where he had to fix all
11th
of them.
of April.
And he fixed because I don't know.
Because the principal made him tell him where the boys' hideout spot was. And then that's why the boys separated in the first place.
Oh, okay.
So that's why Jin felt this guilt, and that's why he was locked into this time loop. Because he was the one who split the boys up.
I didn't even clock onto that.
Huge shout.
Nice one.
So now that's why he's in charge of that. The whole
because they dropped that info
everything
later.
as insane as this whole thing is.
It is all making sense.
Everything makes sense except the cosmic cat.
But yes,
the cosmic cat. I don't know how that got involved.
No, for me, everything
what do I
up
do?
to
Oh, great cat.
so Jin Groundhog Dayed it. He solved all the boys' problems. And then from there is when now I'm starting to get a little bit more confused because he solves the issue. You know, everyone's problems were solved. They got together, but then they grew apart again. Jungkook got hit by maybe Jin that night, but we don't know. Okay, so then that's happening. And then now I'm not sure what's happening.
And then he sought advice from the cosmic cat who said you must find food for the soul.
Yeah, map of the soul.
So map of the soul.
But why? And then
they're stuck in a second time
and
loop because he was trying to save the girl, but then RM died on fire.
So Jin just now Jin's got it on command.
Yeah, that was something else I didn't realize. Yeah.
And then so now V and RM are both working together to find the map of the soul.
Yeah.
For whatever, because V knows that Jin needs help because V has dreams that he's having multiversal dreams.
Yeah.
And he's like, Jin's onto something. We got to help Jin. That's kind of where we're at now. And then now, this whole thing with the map of the soul thing, I'm not 100% with. I'm trying to figure it out.
We're looking for it. We don't know what it is. But are we in like an alternate city? What's with all the lights going off?
Oh yeah, that as well.
The whole billboard thing. So
the
saw a
coffee.
dream about a billboard, but then the billboard wasn't up yet, so they had to wait for the billboard.
So V somehow saw the future.
Yeah.
V saw the future, and
he's Doctor Strange, dude.
And they found out that the billboard and all that was related to Jin's dad. Because Jin's dad was the owner of the building or something.
Who's an
assemblyman.
Assemblyman.
Shout out to Wikio.
And then is Jin a bad guy now?
Hang on.
I don't think Jin's a bad guy. I think
because V was like, I had a dream, and Jin was sitting at like a desk looking out the window or something like that.
Oh, I thought that's because Jin realized that it was his dad who owns the billboard, and maybe he's trying to help now.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking confused right now.
It's just this last story arc.
Well, no, I'm not confused. Like it's the last 5 minutes.
About last 5 minutes, yeah.
I'm confused a little bit. So should we? Do you guys want to rewind?
I'm happy to go back
to the 30-minute mark.
Let's go to the 30-minute mark and let's go from here.
Where the cosmic cat comes in.
Dude, how does he get? It just goes, and then Jin talks to the cosmic cat.
Let's go back to Cosmic Whiskers.
Where was the cosmic? Where was the
30,
cosmic
30,
cat?
30.
Was it?
30.
Yeah. Okay.
Cosmic Whiskers.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, let's go from Cosmic Cat.
You have to actually say Cosmic Whispers.
Here we go.
Here
we go.
And it would demolish
Here we go.
neighborhood along with Hosok's orphanage.
Okay.
Sukjin's
Dude, it's just
father
Picasso, that's what it is.
was actually part of this plan, along with his father's right-hand man named...
That's something we missed. So Jin's dad is the one that's abolishing the orphanage that J-Hope is in and RM's house. Or RM's container.
No matter what Sukjin did, he couldn't get past September 30. So he made a deal with the cat.
Okay.
He asked the cat how to save Namjoon, and the cat said, find the map of the soul. Then he'll be able to end all of this. Instead, there will be a price. We find out later
there will
that
be a
the
price.
Was
if you don't find the map.
his memories.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's what the price is. Okay, so the price is him losing his memories.
Knew that though.
Yeah, I missed that the first time.
Or he was in a familiar place. he would get major headaches.
It's like a 2-minute segment.
There's so much going on.
He was beginning to forget why he was doing all of this in the first place and was losing himself. So now he's on a search for the map of the soul. At first, he thought it was in the form of a book and started looking through libraries and bookstores. At one point, he asked Namjoon about it. And of course, Namjoon didn't know. Jimin also overheard Seokjin asking a doctor at the hospital about the map of the soul. Seokjin was actually there to get checkups for his major headaches. But of course, they couldn't figure out why he was getting those headaches. Jimin texted the group asking, "Do you know what the map of the soul is?" Namjoon mentioned that Seokjin also asked him the same thing a couple days ago. So now the rest of the boys decided to try and figure out what is going on with Seokjin. But they left Jungkook out of this group chat since he was still sick.
Oh, and I bet Jungkook knows. Jungkook definitely knows about the map of the soul.
At the same time, Taehyung had also been trying to put the pieces together from his dreams. Remember that he's been having dreams of past timelines, and at this point, I feel like he knows what's really going on. So he realized that Seokjin needed their help but wasn't asking for it. Now the boys begin their search for this map of the soul. July 10, year 22.
RM's dead, right?
Taehyung told Namjoon about his dreams and that they were somehow linked to reality.
Well,
one of the dreams was the
we went
fire
back in time.
incident at...
No, RM's... Well, his house burns down, but that's like where we are right now, because Jin is trying to solve that.
Right.
Like, we're in that time.
Yeah.
Namjoon's container. It then switched to Seokjin in the middle of a meeting room inside a tall building looking out the window. From his view, across the street were apartment buildings in Yeonhyun City. He saw a billboard for canned coffee on a building rooftop, and behind it was a commercial building with a 4-leaf clover logo displayed on the second floor. Seokjin phoned someone and said a word or two, then hung up.
Okay.
A moment later, lights turned off in every building.
This is the
Seokjin
dream.
smiled.
This is V's dream.
Now, Taehyung and
They're
Namjoon
flashbacks.
go searching for
Well,
this
he's
location
not sure.
for
I think it's a
days.
flash forward. It's a dream, though, is essentially. It's
During
like,
this time, there had been a typhoon as well. After so many days, they realized they couldn't find it because the billboard had not changed yet. So on July 18, the energy drink was replaced with the canned coffee billboard. They found the office of National Assemblyman Kim Chung-jun. It was Seokjin's father. They snuck into the conference room and Taehyung snatched the Songju City redevelopment plan off a printer. They were able to make it out but got caught and were brought to the police station. Namjoon tried dumping the papers at the police station, but later found out reporters had gotten a hold of the documents. It was then revealed on the news, and the documents caused panic amongst Hosok's orphanage and revealed police overlooking the would-be violence during this redevelopment. July 22, year 22. Jimin remembered a man locked up in the ward at the hospital named Woo Hyun-sung. The man kept saying the map of the soul was wrecked. Yoongi and Jimin went to the hospital to see this man. When the man was asked about the map of the soul, his eyes shone with rage and he screamed convulsively.
damn.
Because of him, my soul was wrecked. Him. The man he was pointing to was Kim Chung-jun on TV, which was Seokjin's father. They were thinking there was no way Seokjin's father was somehow involved. But Jimin said the man mentioned something like Giho and that Giho was missing. Jimin mentioned that he heard Woo Hyun-sung was admitted when he was in high school. As Jimin and Yoongi were heading out from the hospital, Jimin's phone went off, and it was Jungkook calling. Yoongi shook his head. We keep this between us, away from Jungkook. He has to focus on getting better. We can tell him when it's over. Little did they know, Jungkook actually saw them leaving the hospital, which is why he called Jimin. And Jimin lied to him by saying he was on his way home from Hangwon. Now, while all this is happening and the other boys are looking for the map of the soul, Jungkook had been going over the scenes of the car accident that night. Police had shown him the surveillance camera of the accident. He realized it was Seokjin's car. But Jungkook lied and said he doesn't remember anything. At one point, he even asked Hoseok about Seokjin, but Hoseok looked flustered. And this made Jungkook think that Hoseok knew something about Seokjin being involved in a car accident, but it was actually because they were trying to keep him out of the loop with the whole map of the soul so he can recover, so it wasn't because of them knowing about the car accident, you know? So over time, Jungkook began to believe the boys knew about this accident, but were hiding it from him.
Shit.
Now that the city knew about the redevelopment, the plan for it sped up. Namjoon's boss at the gas station talked about one of Seokjin's father's high school friends who went missing and was never found. Jimin found a blog uploaded 10 years ago titled "The Missing Student from Songju Jail High School. Was Principal Jo Jin-myung involved?" No comment was his answer. Taehyung also asked his uncle about Seokjin's father, since they were about the same age. He found out that Seokjin's father, Kim Chang-jun, went crazy when his friend went missing. One day, Chang-jun was found collapsed in the music room in the annex, and that was it. He stopped looking for his missing friend. Chang-jun completely changed after that and had no feelings. Taehyung asked, "Which one is the annex building?" The uncle mentioned that back in the old day, they also used the small building on the left-hand side of the gate. The music room was inside the one-story building. This was the same room the boys made into their secret hideout. Taehyung messaged his new findings in the group chat, saying, "And you know our classroom? It used to be a music room 30 years ago, and something must have happened to Seokjin's father in that room." Jimin told the group chat about the principal, Jo Jin-myung. He thinks he was involved in the case of the missing student, and that he went to school the same time as Seokjin's father. Namjoon went to the Songji City Library to find old newspapers. The missing student's name was Choi Yu-ho. The article
that was
had
the
an
kid
interview with his mother.
in the basement that Jimin
It said
found.
that he left home saying he was going to see a friend. She asked him which friend and why so late, and he said he had to see his friend at school. He definitely looked scared and she didn't know why she didn't stop him. Below the article was the missing student's picture, name, and description of what he was wearing. He was a senior in Songju Jae-il High School. They began searching the classroom and Jimin pointed on the scribbles. Amongst so many scribbles were several names. They read Kim Chang-jun. Jimin pointed to another name, Woo Hyun-sung, the guy at the psychiatric ward. I can't recognize the other names. Yoongi pointed to another name, Choi Gyu-ho, the guy who went missing, right? Namjoon read a sentence below the names. Everything started from here. So Kim Chang-jun is Seokjin's father, Woo Hyun-sung is the guy at the psychiatric ward, Choi Gyu-ho is the friend that went missing. Now, they didn't mention or point out the name Jo Jin-myung, who was the principal, but they mentioned that he also went to the same school and that he might have been involved in the case because of the past article. So I don't know if the principal used to be part of that friends thing who also went to the music room, but something happened and he was probably involved. July 24, year 22. 2 weeks ago, they decided to throw Jungkook a party to celebrate him being discharged from the hospital, but they completely forgot about it. So many things have happened since then, and they all ended up showing up late. Hoseok was the last to make it since he had been protesting and fighting in front of the city hall in order to stop the redevelopment. As soon as he arrived to the party, he went straight for Seokjin and asked him to take Youngji Children's Home out of the redevelopment plan. Seokjin listened without moving a muscle and said, "It's grown-up business."
Damn.
Seokjin scowled and rubbed his temples. He pushed his hand against the wall and stood up. So from the scene, you know he's getting his major headache again. Then he says, "Until when do I have to look after you guys? Can you please learn to do things by yourself?" And Seokjin banged open the door and left. Jungkook watched Seokjin get into his truck and back away. He saw the scratch on his bumper and strangely didn't feel anything. Everything became abundantly clear. So at this point, Seokjin is so frustrated, he's fed up, he's lost himself, he doesn't remember why he's even doing all this in the first place. Seokjin thought that it was a waste of time to attend Jungkook's party instead of going to another redevelopment meeting. He went there in the first place thinking that they were going to talk about the map of the soul, but instead, Hoseok begged him to save the orphanage. We know that Seokjin is going through it, and he's no longer himself. At this point, he was no longer trying to save the boys for their sake. He just wanted to find the map of the soul to end the constant loop and basically save himself. But we know he was going through it, so you can't blame Seokjin. August.
That's one thing I'm unclear about. This loop.
Yeah, where is the loop?
Because the storylines progress quite a lot.
Yeah.
But
so, yeah, that's what I'm confused about. And like, yeah, because is he in another one-day loop? It doesn't seem like it.
And so is Jin's storyline completely different to the rest of the boys' storyline?
Because if Jin is like, I don't see the point of coming to Jungkook's birthday. Like, why is he having that thought if he's looping this day over and over again?
I think Jin's just jumping between times. So in the story we're being told it's in present, but Jin's already lived that. That's what I think. Like as in like that birthday party, that's Jin's already lived that. Like he's just jumping in between moments in time.
Yeah, like he's not. Yeah, Jin's like another entity at this point. I feel like.
Interdimensional being.
I mean,
But
you make a
also
deal with the cosmic cat. Like, that's what happens.
Everything he does, he can't remember. So he's forgetting things that should be familiar. So like going to Jungkook's birthday party should have been like something he remembers, but he's like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because he's losing it.
And so that thing at the end there, I'm not sure about the loop, but I think it's kind of just saying like right now he just wants to find the map of the soul so he can get his memories back and just kind of move on from this whole this thing.
But he can still make new memories though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like he's starting to forget some things, I guess. But the loop, I'm not sure. Like, yeah, I don't know.
We'll keep pressing forward.
Year 22. Seokjin came back to a note on his desk saying, "A draft of your father's memoir. You're in it too, so some feedback would be appreciated." The note was from Uncle Junho, which was his father's right-hand man. It was his first time being asked to read it in this loop. It might have been a butterfly effect from having gone to Jungkook's party instead of the meeting. The wind from the window ended up blowing the papers on the floor. As he began to pick it up,
so we are in a loop. He is in a time loop.
Yeah.
But how big is this time loop? Is it just one day again?
No.
Because it doesn't feel like it's one day. It's got to be. It's like a year maybe. Maybe it's a year-long loop. I don't know.
He's landed on something interesting. 10 pages were missing, and he flipped to the table of contents, and there he saw the map of the soul.
Here it is.
Although he was disappointed because the chapter that was titled Map of the Soul had nothing in it about what the title meant. But he saw the passage. When I thought about my high school days, I realized the map I've been looking for wasn't a real map with roads or dead ends, directions, and scales. It was just another name for the life I have lived, the countless hours I have lived since then, and the choices I have made. It'd be the trajectory of all my failures, success, mistakes, and blunders. But I failed to find the map. In retrospect, I realized that I landed on the right path because of my failures. Seokjin then remembered what Taehyung had told him. You have lost your memories. Seokjin ran back into his room and pulled out a box from under the desk and found a couple of photo books and envelopes with Polaroid pictures. He began to look through the pictures and asked himself, did this really happen? When he tried to remember, the headache came back. He stood up and looked at the pile of pictures and gritted his teeth and tried to focus. Fighting against the pain, he tried to remember. Only when he was able to overcome the pain, he will be able to find the trajectory of his life and arrive at the map of the soul. Seokjin texted Taehyung the pictures and asked, did this really happen? Taehyung then texted the group asking, where's everyone? He wanted to gather everyone to help Seokjin remember. August 3, year 22. They brought Seokjin to the storage classroom to help bring back his memories, but he struggled with headaches. Out of frustration and just hurting from this headache, he tried to leave, but Taehyung stopped him. They broke out into a fight and knocked over a wall, revealing a cabinet. Inside the cabinet was a diary. This diary belonged to Seokjin's father. According to the diary, his father had gone through what was happening to him. Like him, he made mistakes and blundered, and he tried to undo them over and over again, but he failed. The diary was a record of his failures. After making the deal to save his friends, he was in a time loop. He tried to find the map of the soul, but failed and gave up. He forgot about it and went into denial and betrayed his friends. Seokjin looked up at the wall and remembered seeing his father's name around there, and below it said everything started from here.
So this was his
Perhaps
dad's
it was
old,
inevitable that they
like,
returned
hangout
to
spot.
this place.
Yeah.
Seokjin came back home and the pictures were still strewn on the floor. He still
And his
had
dad-
a throbbing headache.
His dad's a time traveler
So his
as well.
dad was also a time traveler who was in a very similar situation where he was trying to save his friends, but couldn't and gave up. And so Jin has now read that and is like, I guess, empowered to
But
not
he
give up.
knew that pain was the evidence that he was trying to remember what was important to him. Suddenly, people in the pictures seemed to be moving. All of the moments in the pictures were lifted up in the air and were replaying like videos. The whole room shone bright with whirling memories that were sad, wistful, heartbreaking, and joyous. He then realized something was exuding light from his pocket. He took it out. It was a Polaroid picture with clear, crumpled lines. He remembered the moment they took the picture. This was the first look ever for the six of them to be in the picture without him. Before then, he would use a timer. He looked down at the picture in his hand and the scene started to change slowly. There was Seokjin, standing next to his friends in front of the car by the beach. He suddenly remembered the cat and the contract they made. There will be a price to pay. He realized what kind of horrible contract he signed up for. Do you think he could straighten out the errors and mistakes and save all of you? He was finally able to answer the question. The question itself was wrong. He didn't have to save them. He didn't have to straighten out all of the errors and mistakes either. What he had to do was accept all of his errors and mistakes as part of him. The one and only person he couldn't save was himself, and he had to forgive, accept, and love himself. That was the only answer. He then realized all the pain had come to an end. August 7, year 22. Seokjin went into the den and gave his father the diary. His father took the diary and flipped through the pages. Instantly, his face became distorted. A look of pain was on his face now. Seokjin asked his father about the redevelopment plan and to think about it one more time. His father said, "No, it has nothing to do with me now." August 10, year 22. Seokjin had gone through the documents found in the safe inside the inner room. Papers guaranteeing kickbacks from the construction company, slush funds, shabby construction, and profiteering, contract ad libitum, dual contracts, and also papers fabricated to conceal all these illegal dealings. His father had gotten to a place of no return. Seokjin took out his phone and called the reporter who had disclosed the first document concerning the redevelopment plan. Now he had to do what he had to do. Seokjin texted the boys to meet at Namjoon's container. August 11, year 22. They all arrived at the container and sat around the sofa. Seokjin started telling them about what happened back in high school. Seokjin apologized to Yoongi for getting him expelled. Then he began to tell everyone the whole story. Finding out the future misfortunes of everyone after he came back from America, the cat that he met at the beach, the contract to turn back time, and the things he had experienced over and over again since then. The map of the soul, the price to pay, losing his memories. They had no idea whether the sandstorm began while Seokjin was talking or not.
What sandstorm?
As Seokjin continued with the story, the wind became stronger. Everyone ended up closing their eyes, shedding tears from the prickly rain of sand. They couldn't see with their eyes, but they could feel it. As if they experienced it themselves, something flashing as time began to go back, the sound of a window being shattered. In the sandstorm, they finally understood what happened to Seokjin. No one spoke. The sandstorm disappeared without a trace, and the moon hung in the night sky. Soon after Seokjin started telling them his story, all the others looked as if they totally understood what he was saying, except for Jungkook. He thought Seokjin was going to mention the car accident, but didn't. I mean, it remains a mystery until now. Jungkook believes Seokjin was the one who hit him, but Seokjin doesn't remember any of this. During the night of the accident, Seokjin had a major headache and had closed his eyes while he was driving. He then opened his eyes to a loud honking noise and saw headlights in front of him. As a reflex, he turned the wheel and skid against the asphalt. He stepped on the brake and the car crashed into the opposite guardrail and finally stopped. He opened the door and stepped out. The road was empty of cars. The car that was flashing its light was also gone. So we don't know the full story yet. Jungkook believes Seokjin is the one who hit him. But on Seokjin's side, he was probably going crazy. He thought he saw a car, but there was no car. Maybe the dent in front of his truck that Jungkook saw was actually a mark from the guardrail he hit and not him hitting a person. But when Jungkook saw the surveillance camera, he saw Seokjin's car. So I don't know, there's something missing, there's something else going on with that, but we'll eventually find out. August 20, year 22. They put a stop to the redevelopment plan and arrested the people involved in the corruption. His father was not an exception. Uncle Junho, which was the right-hand man, had disappeared right after news of his involvement went out. August 22, year 22. A drunk man harassed Namjoon when he came home from work. "Everything is ruined because of you," he said. "You talked Seokjin into this, didn't you? You ruined everything." The drunk man kept babbling about things, but Namjoon couldn't understand. August 25, year 22. Seokjin went to Namjoon's container home and found Uncle Junho with a gasoline canister at his feet. A fire erupted from the container. Not long after, Namjoon arrived and ran towards the burning container. He jumped over the flames and threw himself against the container door. The little kid, Woo Chung, was still inside. He had been taking care of this kid for a couple of months now, and so this kid was stuck inside a burning container. Just when they were about to escape through the door, construction materials
that's not
Choi.
Choi is the name of the kid who was tied up.
Yeah.
And that is
Woo Chung.
Someone else.
That was one that Jimmy found.
Namjoon turned and saw Seokjin through the window. They were able to pull open the window to rescue the kid and Namjoon. August 30, year 22. The boys were finally gathered once again for the annual firework festival. They watched the fireworks light up the sky and fall limply down back to the stream. Everyone seemed to be enjoying the show except for Jungkook, who was looking down at his phone and playing a shooting game. "Jungkook, come and see me at the workroom after school. Let's talk," Yoongi said. "If I get time," Jungkook spat out in response and started a new game. So at this point, Jungkook is just out of it. He feels like the boys are lying to him. He is so sure that Seokjin is lying to him as well, and it was the one who hit him with the truck. So it's not looking good. There's this like burning, growing rage and anger inside of him that will be an issue. September 27, year 22. At today's court first hearing, Seokjin's father admitted to all charges and gave up his right to defend himself. As he was walking out of the courtroom, he turned and looked at Seokjin. He looked peaceful and calm, a look that Seokjin had never seen before. And for a fleeting moment, there was a sense of lightheartedness in his expression. Seokjin was seeing that expression for the first time, but he knew that was his father's true face. He came home and ran to the inner room. His father's diary from high school was on the desk. He had written, "I found the map of the soul. Everything ends here and now." That was basically the end of the Notes 2 book. We did get an odd entry, but with no date. This was the last entry in the Notes book. The odd thing about this is that it's when Jungkook got into a car accident, which is supposed to be on May 22, year 22, and it's almost like the same entry, but this time the dates is all X's, and yeah. Now, during the time of the accident, Jungkook heard a voice say, "Living is going to be more painful than death, but do you still want to live?" It was the cat with blue and green eyes, the same cat that made the deal with
Jungkook's talking to the
Seokjin,
cat now
but
as well.
unlike
Cosmo
the first
Whiskers.
note that we got with the date, this one mentioned that Jungkook remembered hearing this from somewhere. So this wasn't the first time, and this has happened more than once. But that's all we've gotten so far, guys. I hope you enjoyed this updated BTS storyline summary video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to click the like button and also join the Fleur Squad by subscribing, guys.
So it's been left open.
It's been left over. There's more to come.
The Fleur Squad,
What have you done?
My bad. Okay, wow,
Welcome
that
back.
was a lot. Wow. Where do we even start?
Well, we talked about the first half.
Yeah. Holy moly.
So it's
dude.
like yes, it's been solved, but a new problem's about to begin.
There's something, and so this thing about like Jungkook talking to the cat, and also at the end, it was briefly talking about that last entry with the dates X'd out was Jungkook talking about getting into a car accident. Is there a chance that Jungkook hit himself with a car? Because like Jungkook went back in time.
But did Jungkook go back in time?
Well, Jungkook's talking to the cosmic cat, so I don't know.
But maybe.
But look, who knows? And also the Celeste seems to think that Jin was the one that hit him, so I'll take her word for it.
But
Because of Jim's memory loss, he has no recollection.
Yeah, of the incident.
yeah, Jin could have hit Jungkook, but also
Well, it was
Jin's
his car though.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Um.
and the whole dad storyline, I mean, I don't really quite understand how that affected it.
Sure.
Because
Well, the dad was there before Jin.
So
The dad went through the same thing as Jin.
yeah. And the dad finally found the map of the soul at the end there. And that's why he looked a little happier walking out of the courtroom. And I guess that's why he admitted guilt or whatever it's called, pleaded guilty, gave up his right to defend himself, but looked happy. And maybe that's because he found the map of the soul, so he got his memories back, remembered who he was. Oh my goodness, that was so
Jin's dad
much more detailed than I thought it was
Jin's dad
going to
this
be.
entire time too had memory loss.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And so maybe that's why he was acting up. And yeah,
But at the very end there, when Jin's like with all the boys,
yeah.
maybe I misunderstood. I was
I'm
a bit fried on.
I am just, my brain is
Over
fried.
again since then. The map of the soul.
And then the sandstorm
the price to
came.
pay.
The sandstorm.
sandstorm.
What was that about?
Sandstorm was there
Then
too.
the sandstorm made all the boys realize what happened. So
Yeah. It's the cosmic kitty.
The cosmic
Losing his
kitty,
memories.
dude.
Is
Don't strike deals with the cosmic cat, dude. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know
we got to
what they
steer
were
clear of
thinking.
the cat.
Well, if
They
Jin
had
didn't,
no idea
all the
when
boys
the
would be dead.
sandstorm-
Yeah.
the whole point is that
But is that what happened? I thought
without
Jin,
each other, the moral of the story is without each other, they're fucked.
Yeah, they need to stay together.
They need to be together and a family.
And also
unit.
the whole thing was that like Jin couldn't save everyone because he couldn't save himself. He needed the boys to help save him.
Yeah.
So like he could save everyone else, but he couldn't save himself.
But I was a bit confused about the whole deal situation because it's at the start it just goes.
Is that what gave him powers?
At the start it just goes. Jin was stuck in a time loop.
No.
He woke up in a time loop, and then he spoke to the cosmic cats.
No, because he could hear the voice.
Yeah.
And it was like, do you want to like save your friends? Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Do you know what
and
it's
so
like
that's
to live?
the deal that he made, I guess.
And dude, can you pause it?
Oh yeah, here you go.
Do you want to? That's the cosmic cat.
So I think
whispering to him.
So he spoke to the cosmic cat before he.
Yes.
Yeah. So that.
But he didn't know who
cat,
it was.
Yeah.
And then we get introduced to the cosmic cat.
Yeah.
So yeah, like he's getting these voices. He's living April 11th over and over again.
Because it was just like, oh, now he's in a time loop.
So the cosmic cat went to him.
Oh, so maybe what happens, it's like, okay, look, all the boys are in a horrible situation. So the cosmic cat goes, here's this power, do what you want with it. Then he does it, and then afterwards, the cosmic cat is like, do you want to keep this power? And that's when he strikes the deal. Which the deal is he can have this power, but he'll lose his memories, but he needs to find the map of the soul.
So the whole thing with the jacket...
And also, the map of the soul... It was just...
Is that a metaphor?
It was just...
It was learning to,
It was in his father's memoir, it was basically just this piece of text that said, the map is not a real map, it's the mistakes I made along the way. And that's what put me on the path.
The map of the soul is it's within you.
It's within you.
And that's why you see that thing in that video of
the flower.
The flower blossoming, because it's not an actual thing. It's something you have to.
It's not a map.
But what I love is now Jungkook's about to slam Jin in the next one.
Yeah,
was that what was happening? So Jungkook's
angry
still pissed off
at everyone
because he believes that everyone's lying to him about this car situation.
But no one knows about the car situation.
Because Jin doesn't even know.
No one knows about it. But J-Hope was lying to Jungkook, but it was just about the map of the soul thing. Yeah. Because they didn't want Jungkook involved because he was sick. But Jungkook thinks that they're all hiding this car crash from him.
Right.
But no one actually knows about the car crash.
He had written.
Other than Jungkook.
Okay.
So wait, can we go to the comments real quick? I want to see what some of the comments say.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I think we need that.
So for Jin, what's anyone he's
losing himself? Yeah. Okay. Leaving on the storyline. Jeez, everyone seems to be understanding this quite well.
Obviously, man.
Okay. Who's coming back 2024?
Okay. No one's breaking it down.
No one's helping us. No one's helping us.
I understood it.
Who hurt the storyline right now? I'm asking the same thing. Okay, that's what we're asking the same thing, bro.
Yeah. It's not
like overly complicated.
No, it's not actually. I think like what it is, I'm following the storyline, but I'm more asking like, what does this mean in relation to actual BTS? And like, you know what I mean?
Dude,
that's what I'm like.
Without each other, without being together, and without being like OT7.
Yeah,
they are completely and utterly going nowhere.
Yeah.
Like they're done.
They need to be each other.
They are a family, and they need to support each other. And it's the whole thing is about support.
Yeah.
And being there for someone.
I wonder because Jin's the eldest out of the group, is that why? Because obviously, you know, in South Korean culture, age is such an important thing.
Yeah, like he feels obligated to save everyone else.
Yeah.
And he feels guilty for putting everyone in that place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
And it's kind of like the sacrifice they give for each other.
Yeah.
So I just want to go back to the very end part.
Yeah, same actually.
So.
Accident. With Jungkook. Okay. But we're right now.
Yeah, I wanted to see this.
That was basically the end of the Notes 2 book. We did get an odd entry, but with no date. This was the last entry in the Notes book. The odd thing about this is that it's when Jungkook got into a car accident, which is supposed to be on May 22, year 22, and it's almost like the same entry. But this time, the dates is all X's, and yeah. Now, during the time of the accident, Jungkook...
So that's what I'm saying, like, cause it's like, there is already an entry of the car accident, and now it's like there's another entry, and it's almost the exact same, but the year's X'd out. So I think it's like Jungkook has somehow traveled back to that moment, and so it's like a reliving of the same moment, something like that. Because he's now talking to the cat, but then it's like, this is not the first time he's talked to the cat. He's talked to the cat before. So
maybe Jungkook struck the same deal to keep the family together.
Okay, wait, real quick. Yeah, something like that. I'm gonna throw my theory out there. I think Jungkook hits himself with the car and forgets about it because he's lost his memory because he made the deal with the cat.
It's not a bad shout.
That's just, look, I have no idea.
Then why would he be driving Jin's car?
I don't know. Maybe he went to confront Jin about hitting him with the car, and Jin's like, I didn't hit you with the car, and then still, I don't know.
There's a lot.
But there's something going on at the end here.
I think Jungkook has struck the same deal as Jin, and I think the catch will be it's like they're using Jungkook and Jin, but they've all done the same thing.
They've all saved each other.
Yeah. And without each other knowing it.
Yeah.
So, and because they're all forgetting their memories, Jungkook's not going to remember that he nearly jumped off a building. Sugar's not going to remember that his house burnt down. And it's going to be like, well, you were doing this and you were doing this.
Yeah.
But they've all stopped each other from like these big moments.
I like that. Dude, I don't know what I was expecting, but this was like the opposite. This caught me so off guard.
That was a download like no other, bro. I feel like I just absorbed.
I'm just trying to suck in the information.
That was a lot.
I feel like we had like a test tomorrow. We're trying to cram the entire unit.
Yeah.
The night before.
Yeah.
Oh.
My brain
hurts.
My brain hurts. Yeah.
Was anything more after this?
Say, living is going to be more
No, we watched it to
painful
the end.
than
I know we did, but I just want
But do
to
you still want to live?
absorb it again.
It was the cat with blue and green eyes, the same
The cat approaches him after he gets hit by the car.
cat that made the deal with Seokjin. But
then
unlike the first note that we got with the date, this one mentioned that Jungkook remembered.
Yeah.
Here
So he's spoken to the cat before.
this
And he remembers speaking to the cat.
Wow.
from somewhere. So this wasn't the first time, and this has happened.
Maybe
more than once.
maybe Jungkook's in a time loop and he doesn't know it. Like, I don't know.
Maybe the cosmic cat is like evil.
Yeah.
And puts these people in these time loops without telling them the terms and conditions.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
He's just
all of
pranking
them are in
them,
a
bro.
time loop.
There's some sort of cosmic
How can
shit
you know if
going
you're in a
on.
time loop if you keep forgetting all your memories?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, so maybe. Well, I guess. Yeah.
It's really just be
But
fucked.
the whole butterfly thing is like kind of not annoying me, but it's like, how can they all be in their own time loop if the universe is changing, but they're all in the same universe?
Well, it's like a butterfly effect kind of thing.
Don't
Okay,
do it.
Jin-
Don't ask time travel questions.
Jin's the only. Have you seen the movie The Butterfly Effect?
No, there's a film.
Oh yeah, so it's basically about that. So like a guy who can travel back in time, and he's trying to like give himself like the best life, but
Yep.
any minute thing that he changes,
Yeah.
when he goes back,
Is it a
when he goes,
comedy or-
no, it's like
Oh, okay.
it's really gets really dark at the end.
Oh.
And he goes back to the future, and then it's just like everything's fucked up because he changed one tiny thing.
Yes.
But so like for everyone else, so if Jin is the only, like during the time loop, Jin is the only entity that is like a anchor. He's like an anchor being, you know, like he's the center of the universe during the time loop. When he changes something and like everything changes, no one else like feels that change. Jin notices it because he remembers, but like I don't even know, but like
If you ask questions about time travel,
yeah,
it's just only going to hurt you.
It's just gonna hurt. Yeah, yeah.
Like,
we can't go
You
down
can't
that road.
question time travel
No.
in movies,
It-
shows,
you just
short
got to
stories.
allow it. You just have to allow it.
Because then you're sitting there like, well, fuck, my brain hurts.
Yeah. Oh,
I hope this is like not just a fan theory, but the boys and Bang PD have sat down
and mapped it all out.
out this
With, like, they've
genius-
got the yarn out, all the pictures on the wall,
Dude.
and Bang PD is like yelling, like, "Come on, this," and then this happens, and then
No. Bang PD. The cat tells Jimin and
Oh, I'd love to be in the brainstorm room for this.
the cosmic.
Look,
cat, bro.
guys, you can if there's something that we've missed or something that we're talking
Which
about,
we
which you know
definitely
that
have.
we're wrong about, please let us know in the comments.
We're going to be wrong about so much.
I will be actively
the
going through
Munchausen
these.
thing.
I need to know
That's still the funniest moment in this entire channel.
the Munchausen. Oh, but yeah, guys, let us know what we've missed and what we've got wrong. And yeah, is this particular video that we've watched, is this theoretical or is this the widely accepted storyline? Let us know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's enough. That's enough time travel and cosmic cat.
I need 5.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
five
wow.
would-
Look, guys, thank you so much for watching.
Hang on. Was the wings error explained BTS Wings are explained? Is that
Is that a whole separate thing? Must be.
Is that like the add-on from this?
It might be 4 years ago. Could be. We're not going to watch it in this video though.
I think we must. I think the journey must continue.
That's all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Hit the bell.
Guys.
Peace.
Peace.